Hey, what's up, my friend? I hope you are well wherever you may be in the world. This is a different type of video. It's a little bit awkward. I'm holding my phone here, and I don't usually do videos like this for YouTube. I usually only do videos like this, this kind of behind the scenes video would typically come out on watchvg.com. But the reason I'm sort of spontaneously doing this today is I just want to address some of the questions, particularly from the geeks in the community who have been asking me what my setup is going to be, because I'm going to be on tour at the end of April with the industrial UK rock band Mesh. Now, I was first introduced to Mesh back in 2019. Shout out to Mark Wibrow from the Electronic Cafe. I believe it was him who introduced me to their music. And then just through a synchronicity, I had just sort of gotten into their music. And then about a month later, Rich Silverthorne from Mesh reached out to me, and I went down to Bristol to interview them, and I instantly hit it off with them. I thought they were really cool, very, very funny. The banter was just world class, just like really witty and just really down to earth, lovely guys. And so I think it was definitely that interview that, kind of realized that, we resonated well with each other. Anyway, so to cut a long story short, today's Tuesday, and Saturday we're flying to Germany to do 2 headlining shows in Germany. I will put links in the description below so you can see the details, because I don't even know where the gigs are. I've just been so busy. I haven't paid attention, because I'm just going to show up at the airport, and we're going to fly in on Saturday morning. We're performing on the Saturday night, and then the next gig is on the Sunday, and we'll be sleeping on a tour bus. It's all very rock and roll, and we're flying back to London on the Monday, the 1st of May. So it's all very pressured. But anyway, around about not long ago, it's probably just 3 weeks ago, or less than 3 weeks ago, Mesh, Rich Silverthorne, he called me up. It was Sunday. I was sitting in my studio here, and he said to me in his beautiful Bristolian accent, "Hey, Vaughn, you want to come play keyboards for us?" I'm saying that with love, Rich. It comes from a place of love. Hey man, the South African accent is the worst in the world. But anyway, he said, "You want to come play keyboards for us? We're on tour in Germany." I said, "Oh, that sounds cool. When is it?" And he went, "In 3 weeks' time." So there's been a lot of pressure to learn all the songs. And, a lot of you asked me, what is your technical setup going to be? Now, under the time restrictions we've had, I've not been able to obviously do a live rehearsal with them. But they have sent me the backing tracks for the performances, and I've had to learn about 17 songs plus encores, so it's quite a big learning curve. Now the backing tracks have some of the sounds on them, but there's sounds that are missing as well, obviously, because those are the sounds that need to be played live. So I've had to really spend the last couple of weeks like listening to their songs, on my iPad and iPod, and just familiarizing myself with the lyrics. And it's only after the last, I think it was about 4 days ago, I actually started loading the sounds into MainStage. Now I'm going to be using MainStage mainly for this setup, just for practical reasons, because that way I can set everything up, I can zone and map the keyboards, and then I can just fly over and just plug this into one of their controllers. The controller keyboard I'm using, I believe, is a CME UF. Is it a UF70? I've never played them before, but yeah, they're an old. Reminds you of the Millennium Falcon. Just like, I don't know why I'm going to Star Wars now, but it's just like a really old. I think it's like an old 90s controller keyboard. Anyway, all I've had to do now is map the sounds here. So I've been spending a lot of time uploading my favorite synths into MainStage. Now I've never used MainStage before, although I do produce on Logic Pro, so I'm familiar with the interface and the layout. It was a bit of a learning curve, but then again, I've been doing this for many years using old digital synths and analog synths and stuff, so I understand it's just understanding sort of like the interface and the language. But so far so good. I've managed to map some sounds. And I suppose that's the challenging part is I've only got one controller keyboard, and I believe it's a 76 note. So I've had to zone it in certain ways. So you would have certain sounds down here, certain sounds there, and usually typically up to about 3 different sounds mapped across a single keyboard. And then the challenge, of course, is remembering the lyrics, remembering where you put the sounds, and hopefully not fucking up and playing the wrong notes. So no pressure. I'm going to quickly just flip the camera around. As I say, it's going to be a little bit awkward because this is not the ideal filming setup I do. The song I've got there, I hope this is in focus. That's one of their songs, Born to Lie. So as you can see, I've got some sounds at the top there. Then I've got like a string sound over there. And so that over in yellow is just that part over there. If you can see this. And I think I've got one down here as well. Of course, I can only... I'm limited by... because I have to hold the phone with my one hand. Why is it that you were born to lie? Really, really great songs. Here's Runway, their song Runway. As you see, I've got like a deep source sound at the bottom there. I also have like a choir sound here and some strings at the top there. So it's really just remembering where you've put everything. From this height, I'm going to play this part here. It takes a long time to fall from this height. You'll probably know that if you're a fan. And then, there we go. I'm not going to run through everything, obviously, to be a... no, I don't want to give away the set list either, so I'm just going to... So, yeah, I just love the anthemic qualities of their songs. And let me just pull up another one here. There's, of course, The Traps We Made. So lead singer Mark will obviously sing his lines, and then I'm still working out my harmonies, and then I've got to play the keyboard parts. So I will probably do something like this. As I say, I'm still rehearsing, but I'll probably sing a third above him, so something like this. Every time we fall into the traps we've made. Of course, I can only use one hand there because I'm holding the phone here. Yeah, so anyway, I don't want to give away too much, but that's it really. I'm doing most of it on main stage. So what I'm doing now is just having to map and zone the keyboard. And also it's listening to what's on the backing tracks and obviously playing what's not there. And sometimes doubling up what's there as well, you know, just to give it a bit more beef. And then also I'm putting a little bit of roll-off EQ on some of the sounds just to, you know, take off some of the bass so that it doesn't conflict with the, you know, the bass and stuff. Of course, there will be a sound engineer there. I guess I'm just thinking as a producer, for instance, if there are certain sounds, if there are certain string sounds on the backing track that are sort of in a certain frequency, I will not necessarily play it. I might play on a different octave just because we don't want clashing. But then sometimes I may play it in the same frequency, but then I will change the attack of the sound just so that it blends in nicely. Anyway, I don't know how useful this video was, but as I say, it's just off the fly. But if you're going to be in Germany, you know, come and check us out. I will leave links in the description below. Mesh are a really great band. I'm really honored to be on tour with them. Really love their songs and everything. And, you know, I've done live performances and stuff, but I've never played to an audience this size before. And so I'm a little bit nervous, but more excited than nervous. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, leave your comments in the description below. And if you're at one of the festivals, gigs in Germany, come and say hi. I'd love to meet you. Lots of love. Wish me luck. Adios.